Hi everybody, I'm Kirsten Hunter. I'm a clinical psychologist and I'm here to talk about different clinical areas that we cover in session. I've been a psych for 20 years and this is what I talk about day in, day out. This is my bread and butter and I want to share it with you. So I've got some books coming up in November and I'll tell you about that in a minute. But basically this is one of the many areas that I talk about in these books, which is bringing psychology to the public. So what we're going to talk about today is wishful projection. Now, this is crazy. Basically, what happens is when we're dating, we project onto the person we're dating our strengths. So, first of all, we're in the honeymoon phase, so we're idolizing the other person. We're really just looking for their positives, ignoring their negatives. The dopamine's going crazy, and we're just a bit silly with being besotted by them. But we do this really strange thing. We go and project onto them traits that we have, values that we have. And another strange thing is that we might not necessarily be able to take on those positive strengths that we have. We can't necessarily see them within ourselves or value them within ourselves or be able to articulate them. But yet we're busy projecting them onto this person we're dating. So this is a really interesting exercise. When we're dating someone, what are we busy thinking is so great about them? And they're probably our values. They're probably what we have as strengths. And why do we do this? Because when we're dating, we're projecting hope. We're projecting what we want to see because of our dopamine. And what we want to see is a mirror of our values. So if we're wanting someone who's really inspired and ambitious, because they're our values, we're likely to decide that that person is. If we're very trustworthy and honesty is so important, then we're likely to decide that that person is. And they might be, but they might not be. And that's the fascinating thing. So know this about your humanness, our weirdness. We're all pretty weird as humans. We do strange things. And then you can use that information and maybe be a little bit more switched on, or at least have a bit of a learn about yourself, learn about what your strengths and values are, and maybe have your eyes open during this really crazy roller coaster of the honeymoon phase. So there you go, wishful projection. Good to know. So yes, I mentioned Signposts for Living. These are 6 books and they cover the expanse of clinical areas, and they're coming out in November 2021, and I'm really excited about them. They've been a project of mine in my brain for 10 years, writing for 3 years, and as you know, publication takes a long time, so finally there. So if you want to catch me, my website, kirstenhunterauthor.com, Facebook and Instagram, Kirsten Hunter Author, Twitter, Kirsten Hunter AU. Here we are on our YouTube channel, Psych in Your Car, and the podcast, which I'm really enjoying. Really get into some really juicy conversations about different clinical areas. Who knew? Fantastic. I love it. And that's Signposts for Living with Dr. Kirsten Hunter. So there you go. Enjoy. Take care.